take two because apparently my phone decided to be stupid. It's Friday. It's about 10 o'clock. I loaded up the truck. We're drag racing the dog again. Doing a fast cat run, and our little American bully hauls ass. She's a fast little bitch, literally. So obviously in the last video you guys saw me messing around with the valve grinder. We fixed it. The motor was not working very well. We took care of that. We got good friends, and I got some guidance, and I did that. The oil pump is semi working on this. I think I'm going to do an external pump because honestly, the way that the cavity in this thing works is kind of... I can't explain the engineering for the oil pump, but I think it's pressure sensitive. So I'm going to find like a little M pump or a little giant pump. I forgot what they're called. They used to use them in parts washers. They're good with oil. And I think there's actually room underneath of the housing to mount it. And just, I'm going to use these drain plugs as the feed holes and put little screens in there. And we're just going to have like a little external mount pump. The pump is, the pump is belt driven, so we'd have to take off the belt. It would still require some disassembly, so we don't ruin that. But this thing works good. So I did 2 valves, just fucking around, and this one is probably what looks more normal. I nicked it with a stone on the side, but that's a 30 thou seat contact area. And then, it's a 45 with a 30-degree back cut, which again, I probably did that wrong, but this is literally the first thing I did. And I did put a back cut on this exhaust valve because I screwed it up. This was the first one I just chucked up and was messing around. But this is, twice the width of that. So this is about 60 thou contact seat point. And, we just got to practice, and I got plenty to practice with, and then we're going to find ways to offer the services on a limited basis, and I like this. It's actually kind of cool. It's something to do. It's not exactly working on cars or something. It's something, there's a science to this, and I want to learn it. And I got to have my buddy Dave come out here, and if you guys have seen the cylinder head porting video or cylinder head video, I think we're going to end up doing a video on this subject alone because he is the fucking man when it comes to cylinder heads. He did my number 6 small block iron heads. And this car has gone 1140s, and it's still on pump gas. It's got a fairly... it's got a fair amount of cam in it. It's like a 560 lift. 245, 250 duration, solid flat tappet. So it's actually really still fully streetable. I just got a 456 gear in the back, so it's not fun to drive on the street anymore. The 430s weren't bad. The 456s are a whole different ballgame. But we're actually going to take this to a cruise night tomorrow, I think. We're going to trailer it to my buddies and then drive it from there to the show because this car sucks to drive on the street. I spend more on gas driving this thing than towing it. So apparently it's a trailer queen. It's a race car. But next Thursday, I'm probably going to drive this to work because like kitty corner from the shop I now work at, they do a cruise night. So we're going to just take this old turd and drive it to work and go to the cruise night, enjoy a bite. And, I know some of the people that I work with sometimes go. Maybe they'll go. I don't know. But we got a bunch of stuff going on, like housework, beating the heat, and it's been brutal. Since we got back from 6 summer, it's just been bad. We do have the 850 carb that I've been hauling around as a backup because of we did fix the carburetor, but we did have a leak afterwards. But we have right here another 750 HP in parts that we are going to set up almost exactly like the one that's in there, but just a hair leaner, because I know I can go up a bit leaner. But I really don't want to mess with that carburetor. Why? Because ever since we put that carburetor on, we've been going rounds. We've done final rounds, semi-final rounds. The car has just been running the number. And again, my buddy David Meyer, Freak Cylinder Head Service, helped me out with that. We went through the carburetor. We spec'd it out, did all the modifications. He showed me everything we did. And, you know, it's not actually super overly complicated, but I needed something different. And we set that carburetor up, but that carburetor is really kind of long in the tooth. So the 850, it's an annular booster. This thing is more temperamental to heat and stuff, whereas this carburetor, we just run it at 180 and it's going to run the number. It's going to run slow at 180, but it's going to run the number, and that's all we care about because we're bracket racing. We learned that last race. I cooled the car down. It was hot, and I didn't want to have any issues because if you guys go back, we had issues with burning up coils, burning up a fuel pump, blowing out a header gasket because we ran out of fuel because we burnt out the fuel pump and, you know, whatever, all that shit. So car needs to be pretty much ran at like 180 and it will run the number with that tune. And it's been going good. This is our first year running pro. We were in 5th. We're down in 9th because I think last weekend was the first weekend where we really haven't gone any rounds, but that's racing. It happens. So anyway, we got this going on. Oh yeah, I bought some shocks. These are like new for $200. They're Calvert 9-ways. They should replace my QA ones that are leaky and have leaked pretty much since day one. But the car works, so I never really bothered. But these should be a little bit better, and we're going to mess with them. And we're probably really not going to see an improvement, to be honest with you. I'm not getting my hopes up. The car just needs new shocks. But I think the best 60-foot, this car, it went 1144 with a 153/60, which is pretty damn good for the car, for what it is. It runs 1140s at 100, and it actually ran an 1144 at 114. We picked some up in the 60 because of the chassis work, but we lost some mile an hour because of the added weight, which we added about 100 or so pounds. So that's what we got going on. Again, I have a really ambitious winter in wanting to make this our drag and drive car. Like I have to have my housework done, and once that's done, and as soon as November hits, we have to hit the ground running. So the engine has to be already running. We're going to have it. It's still at the machine shop. We got to do the cylinder heads, valve jobs, which I'm going to try to do. And then we're going to pretty much, we need an engine. I decided that with the 427, I'm not going to be making enough power to hurt anything. So I think I'm going to put a turbo 350 behind the 427 because I know them pretty well. I can build them. And they're lighter. So we're trying to get the car to run like an 1190, and with the weight and with the converter that I'm going to run, I don't think we're going to really hurt anything. And that allows me to have wiggle room to modify the rear end. The rear end needs a little bit of work. Nothing major, but it does need some attention. I built it 6 or 7 years ago, put a 308, and then I put a 342 in it, and I haven't done axle bearings on it. It's got the inner bearings in it, but just stuff like that, because again, if we do end up doing the drag and drive, it's going to be 600-700 miles, and I want it to run good. You know, we had a good time with my buddy Tim's Mustang. It did well. Nothing really went wrong besides piddly things, but, you know, we do have to put a radio in the car because that doesn't work. I plan on changing the seats to something a little bit more stylish, but we're still keeping that beautiful porno red interior. And I think we're going to have enough room for us to not need a carrier, a hitch, a trailer, or anything. And we can just literally jump and go and race and have fun. And that's going to be kind of the goal. So it's just a little Friday night video. I was moving stuff around and I got the gumption to just kind of fill you guys in on what was going on. You know, I got a new job, and, you know, I started on Tuesday, and I was supposed to start Wednesday, but I was going stir crazy, so I just said, you know what, I'm going a day early. So anyway, if you've stuck around this long, share, like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram as Copper Cutlass, and we'll see you guys around. Stick around, be patient. We're going to have cool stuff coming up.